Sorry about that. Got a phone call. Now I have to do some editing. Jeez. Well, splicing two video files together. It's not much, but... I don't do two pieces of tape. I do one. Because when I was opening this up the other day, it got stuck to the cover, and I'm like, no! How can we avoid that? It's just skillful openings. Back cover. Don Russ baseball cards for 1981. Wow. 18 baseball cards. There is a difference. You got your tops. Then you have OPG, which is Canadian tops, I believe. This is a comic book from May of 1981. Here you are. Here we are. No, I had to get the phone. It was my doctor's office. I was looking for some paperwork and stuff, you know, but this is DC Comics Presents, issue number 33. And had some writing on it, too. I paid $7 for this. Or I would have. But it's definitely, this isn't, you know, it's in pretty good condition, though. Again, you know, is there room to negotiate? By this time, Captain Marvel has been with Shazam since the early 1970s and will continue to be so with an outright purchase of the property from what used to be Fawcett Studios. In the golden age of comics. This golden age of comics, see, this is like, for me, this is like one of the 1981. I was 10 years old. No, I was 8 years old. Oh, 81. I'll be 9 in November. So I was 8 years old. Yeah. The great summer of 1981 with the Columbia bike ad on the banner of the Marvel Comics. This was a DC comic going on around that time. I love this cover. I love the outfit switch. Isn't that cool? Look at his face. That's Captain Marvel. That's Shazam. Look at the spit curl. That's Superman. Something's not right here. What's going on? Well, crack open a funny book and find out. Look at this old school panel progression. Holy moly! Great Caesar's Ghost. We've got Jerry Conway was the plot. Roy Thomas did the script. Rich Buckler and Dick Giordano did the art. These are just, and look. One thing you're not going to hear me say in this very issue is video game ad, because the home systems, there's no robust competition for that marketplace yet. Sea monkeys. Oh boy. Who had the hotter, female alternate? My money's with Mary Marvel. I'm sorry. We have the ubiquitous Hostess ad, snack food ad. What are you going to do with your change? This cost you 50 cents. I picked up a couple of issues between 1981 and 1985 for a reason, because these are just peak Bronze Age, end of Bronze Age too for me, going into the Copper Age at 1984. So, so nothing says the end. I don't think Flash 344, April of 85, I wouldn't consider that a Copper Age book. That's quite literally the end of the Bronze Age. And, you could also say, look, Flash helped start ends eras. He started the Silver Age in October of 1956 with Showcase number 4 and the debut of Barry Allen's The Flash. And pretty much ends at Flash 350 in 1985 with the Crisis on Infinite Earths. La. I love these panels. I love the art. I like the coloring. You know, there's a place for purple in here. It's just not everywhere. We got Grit and Strong Arms. Nothing else to buy. $5 gets you everything. But look at we have like this. It ends with there being a team up between Mr. Tickleplick and Mr. Mind. Mm-hmm. That's right. Uncle Marvel too. Yep, no video game ads. And a backup. 50 cents. Funnybooks. That's 4 bits. $4. 4 bits. Let's see, just wanted to look it up real quick. The median cover price of all comics in 1981 was 50 cents. In 1980, it was 40 cents. And then in 1982, DC goes to 60 cents for 1982 and 1983, as does Marvel, and as does Archie Comics. So in 1979, we go from 35 cents to 40 cents in 1979. 1980, you have 40-cent Marvel, DC, and Archie Comics. By 1981, it goes up another dime. It's gone up 15 cents. It's gone up 20 cents since 1977. It's doubled its price since 1976. In 1976, the cover price of a Marvel comic was 25 cents. It was 30 at DC and Archie. I mean, cover price fascinates me because it is about affordability for the person that's going to buy your magazine. This is the publishing industry. It really is. Comics are just part of it. So for 1 year, though, DC had 50-cent comics, and it was 1981. And for 1 year, Marvel had 50-cent comics and Archie Comics. There's only 1 year a funny book ever cost 4 bits. Indeed. And I got these 2 issues of Teen Titans. Love these comic books. These are from my spinner rack, by the way. We're doing Tales from my spinner rack to supplement the Golden Age of DC Comics show. But yeah, this is from June 1983, I believe. Maybe 82. Let's look. Unleash the Beasts. And why would this be on my spinner rack? Well, because it's a Wally West issue. This is about Wally West. It's a standalone. It's Wally writing home to his parents, who just showed up again in their most classic original form. Rudy West. That's his dad's name. In World's Finest Teen Titans issue number 4 last week, you got the Wests. Wally's got intact parents. A lot of the Teen Titans don't. Dick Grayson does not. Roy Harper does not. Donna Troy does not. Um, and Garth, the Aqualad. I'm not sure. But it's like, so Wally is like one of the only Teen Titans to have a traditional family, a mom and dad who are still married, and I'm not sure if I think he's an only child. But look, we've got it. The Lone Ranger had a movie coming out that year. Now, like, huge success with Buck Rogers. This is from 1982. Cover date, June of 1982. Dear Mom and Dad. So this is classic Wolfman Perez, Teen Titans, with inks by Romeo Tangal. And Len Wein was the editor. And here, yeah, look, it's just, isn't that cool? Titans Tower, New York City. Dun, dun, dun. And he's a teenager. He's like what, somewhere around high school senior, or maybe a freshman in college. And look at, okay, here, the Swamp Thing movie. Yeah. With Louis Jourdan as Dr. Arcane, Adrienne Barbeau, and her heaving bosom. She got a lot of work. But this is 1982. Once again, we're not going to... One thing I always I yammer on and on. We drink every time I say it. Video game ad. There are no video game ads in this funny book. We are about to come into the age of the video game ad, but we still have Bubble Yum. You got 40 cents of change left from that dollar you had in your pocket, kid. You bought your funny book. You got 25 cents for a stick of bubble gum? Indeed. Tales of the Teen Titans. Cyborg. Now they can be told. Firestorm. By Jerry Conway. I love Firestorm. He's one of the best characters. I think spiritually Firestorm is like I know he's a Bronze Age creation, but like all of his DNA you can trace back to like Silver Age. He's kind of like Fantastic Four all in one for me. You get so much things to say, so many things to say about science, so many words that you can turn a kid onto that they'd be grabbing a dictionary or a thesaurus or an encyclopedia, or in our case a wiki. But yeah, on top of it all, after saving the day, it's Cyborg's birthday. Ain't that cute? It's Vic's birthday, and they're having a good old time. Oh, Donna brought Terry. Cube Lube. Oh my God, is that a real ad? Look at that. You've got what it takes to really move your cube. It's Cube Lube. That's right, just in $2. Bougie Industries, Post Office Bucks, $9.69, New Paltz, New York, 12561. That's right, nothing moves your cube like Cube Lube. Amazing. Oh boy. Drinker, are you on break? The background dimmed up. Drinker, are you on break again? But yeah, this is just a Wally West issue. Writing home, being like, and send some money, please. And all this, you see these ads here, these classic ads, they're about to say goodbye, because what's more valuable to marketing is that these little ads that all accumulate, or is it these bigger ones that we can get from the video game companies? Mail it? Nah. Want me to mail that letter for you? And then comes Brother Blood after this. Brother Blood was just so gross. It was so... I couldn't keep my eyes off of it. It was so awful. And a backup feature, too. Oh, cool. Meeting Marv and George. Look at that. Hey, look, they've made it to Earth Prime real quick. I didn't know that there was a crisis level crossover in this. This is pretty fun. It's basically the last issue that we'll see Robin in Teen Titans in his Robin uniform, and he's graduating any second now. And Kid Flash wants to leave behind his identity as well. To the original Teen Titans. So we've gone from issue 20 to 19 issues later, almost 2 years later. Not too long in their life as comic book fans. I mean, as comic book people, characters. But February 1984. So this was probably around my birthday. Let's call this December 1983. I just turned 11 years old. Check your math. 1983. Check it out. Video game ad. And now we've got property action figures too. You know, Marvel was clearing. It was doing a great job with properties. Like Star Wars was huge, and then they got Battlestar Galactica. They got this. They got Micronauts. They got ROM. They got GI Joe. They got Transformers. I mean, they did such a big chunk. Oh wow! Look at this splash page. This is the issue we find out Terra is working with Deathstroke, and it's the Notorious issue where they were in bed. It looks like a morning after. You know, video game ad. Look at those graphics. It's like legitimately the Game Boy was this in the palm of your hand. Yep, here it is. The reveal of the Judas. And she's smoking a cigarette. See, I think she's just she must be a petite woman and not as young as she's pretending to be. I don't, you know, what was her deal? See, she's got these contact lenses in that are filming everything. So basically Slade knows who Batman is, huh? Because of Dick. Wouldn't that follow through? Oh, video game ad. Let's see. These ancient video games from 40 years ago. They use these text-only games as well. They were just like stories. And just... I never got into those. It's like homework. I know. But we'll end this little segment... make this 2 episodes. At the end, what I'll call it, it's not the beginning of the Copper Age. This is the end of the Bronze Age. Flash goes up until issue 350. And that's where his story concludes. Where Iris is alive and well, living in the 30th century, where she's originally from. Her consciousness is in a new body, or maybe her original body. And she's sorry that she caused Barry so much pain. And come with me in the future and let's live our lives happily ever after. After all this stuff with the trial of the Flash, because he killed Ebert Thawne, the Reverse Flash. Comics were starting to get dark. The death of Aquababy, the death of Gwen Stacy, the death of Ebert Thawne at the hands of the hero. And just check out the Klaus Johnson's inks on this Carmen Infantino line work. I just fucking love this cover. This makes me happy to be a comic book fan. But yeah, we've gone 4 years in DC publications. Now You've got it's not a GoBot. It's not a toy. This is the plastic model kit of the toy, which was bigger than the action figure toy itself, which was kind of cool. I remember that. Gobotron, but they were GoBots. They weren't Transformers. Look at that. And look at that. V, the comic book. One of the hottest TV shows on network television. The sci-fi multi-night movie events 2 years in a row. The sci-fi allegory and story that took the nation by storm in our imaginations. V. It had a comic book. It also had a TV show that had nothing to do with the comic book, and it had a line of novels that had something to do with the TV series, but the TV series had nothing to do with the novels. You got that straight. That's fandom. Yeah, snack food. But now bigger packages. These are what you would get at the supermarket. So maybe this is what you want to suggest to your mom. Hey, there are new apple Newtons out there. I think there will be blueberry Newtons as well. Soup, I love Fig Newtons. And it retells, once again, the story of the Flash, how the Flash met Wally West. And his almost identical accident. An inheritance of powers, of the same powers. And when Wally was a kid, he had his first Kid Flash uniform was just a Kid Flash uniform. And then he eventually figured out that, he wanted his own agencies and his own identity. So when he got a little older, he made his own uniform. Ain't that cool? You've seen how much he's grown. He's been Kid Flash. He was like Kid Flash for like 10 years. Learning everything about the superhero trade from his uncle. And here he is on trial, testifying against his mentor in his murder trial. I was always something so melodramatic and so... I loved these Flash issues. April of 1985. I'm 12 years old. And I'm buying Flash. Yeah, I went from 8 years old to 12 years old. In the turn of a few pages. And that's life. Crisis on Infinite Earths. Coming to you. The magic is back. Arian, Lord of Atlantis. Coming soon. And eventually, too... Oh, no! It was not necessary to kill him. Oh. Wally! Wally! How could you? But you told the truth. I don't know. Reverse Flash would have just kept on coming back and trying to finish the job he started. I don't know. Maybe he learned something from Bruce for all these years. Be a better place. Gotham might be a better place without, that nasty Joker around. Remember what Riddler did with that air gun? Run, Riddler, run. That wasn't very nice, was it? It was pretty horrible. And, I don't know. Maybe the boy's got a point. Garth Ennis. We've been talking about comic books, and we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. Thanks for dropping by, spending some time with us. And God bless, namaste, good luck, and we will see you again in those funny pages. Ciao, bye-bye.